All right. Episode, I guess on my eye, 65.
You're not going to introduce us?
I'm Adrian Trott. This is
Ariel Kormendy.
Ariel Kormendy.
Welcome to KT Confidential.
Episode 65.
So I'm starting to get into the groove here with Ian and how he's doing our sound checks and checking in on volumes and just setting everything up. And his routine,
Yes.
is asking us
What we had for breakfast.
right. So I'm curious.
I feel like on podcast days now, I really need to have a healthy breakfast.
Rice Krispies.
It doesn't cut it. I'm going to be hungry in half an hour.
How did you end up eating Rice Krispies this morning?
I didn't sleep well, so I got up later than usual and I just rushed.
Right.
So it is what it is. I'll have a healthier lunch and make up for it.
It's a lot of sugar to be consuming. You know,
Is there sugar in Rice Krispies?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's sugar in milk even.
Yes, that's true.
You know, it actually brings up a quick topic that totally not real estate related. But now that I have kids, I start thinking back to me as a child. And boy, has life and the way people live evolved from how we lived in the 80s and even into the 90s. Because I remember my breakfast as a child, sometimes they were healthy, but oftentimes they were those sugary
ones.
Cereals like Lucky Charms.
What were your favorite?
Lucky Charms was
Guilty. We have a box in our pantry right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any kind of sugary cereals in our pantry for a while. Although we do buy the whole wheat frosted.
We have those.
But not the frosted.
Like
the organic
I
ones.
can't remember what they're called.
Whole Foods.
I can picture it.
Shredded wheat.
Something like that.
But yeah, I think back to when I was a kid and all the crap that my parents gave me, like even the juice boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think about what my lunch was. Peanut butter and jelly. The jelly is loaded with sugar. A juice box.
And the peanut butter probably was too. Wasn't probably 100% natural peanut butter.
They didn't even exist back then. Peanut butter back then lasted for like 3 years in your pantry.
Yes.
Maybe some kind of a fruit and like gummy snacks or like a treat. All sugar.
Yeah.
And then, you wonder why kids are acting up or whatever. You're just pumping them with sugar. And
so that's one good change I think that's come around in this day and age. People are more aware of that stuff. One bad thing I think is how everyone is so germophobic, we'll say. And they Lysol wipe everything. They clean their hands all the time and they're never exposed to germs. I think like this, what's after millennials?
Gen X?
No, they're older.
Gen X, millennial.
Anyways, the younger generation, as they get, there's going to be so many problems as they get older because they've not built up the immunities they need.
Right.
I was playing in the dirt, eating dirt. Wasn't washing my hands every time I came in.
Sorry, I'm almost going to sneeze there.
So anyways, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
We had the office cleaned this morning, and I think
they use some weird chemicals really strong.
They obviously didn't get our no scent policy.
Right.
So we have a couple of topics to talk about in today's podcast.
I was going to give you a hard time for looking at your phone, but you're looking at the topics.
Yeah, why are you going to give me a hard time for looking at my phone?
Because it's rude. I put mine away. Oh, it's not upside down. Although mine's ringing half the time.
So one of our good clients who has done business with us in the past just signed on for his new listing that we will be bringing to market later this year. He asks, how much should I spend on appliances? And does the brand make a difference?
And he went as far as being specific about brand. So he was saying in $1 million, if I recall correctly, he said something along the lines of
screwing up your video today.
That's fine. We'll just cut to my camera. In $1 million home, does it make a difference if you have any specified Samsung appliances versus having something like Wolf, Sub-Zero, a more luxurious brand, high-end brand of appliance? So, first of all, what's $1 million home? Where's the $1 million home? $1 million home in Toronto is a rundown piece of junk.
It's a condo.
Doesn't, yeah. So, so for this particular topic, we'll say you're in the burbs. So this is, let's say Milton, you're in Halton region.
Well, even that makes a difference because Milton $1 million
Yes, that's true.
and Mississauga $1 million or
Even 10 minutes to
Oakville or Burlington or.
Yeah. But I guess you have to generalize a little bit. But
here's the thing. You got to keep it relative to the house,
right,
relative to the neighborhood,
right. Going above and beyond
relative
is what
to
we
the price range
refer
of,
to,
but even like you,
as an over improvement.
You talk about $1 million in Toronto. What does it get you? And I said, okay, it gets you a condo, decent condo. I think it makes a difference in $1 million condo, right? Do you have in Toronto? I don't know what $1 million buys you. About how many square feet right now? 800. So 800 square foot condo, 900 maybe.
It depends
for
on
$1 million. If you have basic GE appliances,
right,
it's affecting your value
for sure.
If you have nice Sub-Zero appliances,
I don't think you have to go that far though, because we're talking like
Electrolux. Like, what are you doing?
Well, even
middle grade.
Well, even GE, LG, KitchenAid, they have nice lines within their appliances.
Right.
More built-in type of, get a slide-in gas range for $3,000 to $5,000 instead of spending 10 or more.
So on an average home, let's say, all right, the square footage seems to be between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet. That's the comfort zone for most of our buyers, most of our demographic that's buying or selling. It seems to be within that square footage.
I would
right?
argue it's pushing up to 3 now.
Up to 3. So let's say 2,500 is the average.
Yeah.
2,500 square foot home in Milton. Right now, you're about $1 million. How much, if the home has no appliances, how much are you spending? How much should you spend on appliances?
We're just talking kitchen.
Let's talk about all of them because I think everybody wants to know. And if you're buying a new home, you need to budget for it.
I'm trying to remember how much I spent.
What you spent
that was a while
10 years ago. So
I would think
let's start with the washer and dryer. That's the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth investing in a decent washer and dryer.
Is there such a thing as a high end? I mean, I've seen some weird brands I'm not familiar with. But outside of, because everyone's got Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, kind of.
Right.
Is there a higher end brand for washer and dryer? I wouldn't even know.
Well,
Electrolux, I guess they do. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw one just this week, actually.
So I don't think that would be, I don't know what the price point would be.
They're not that much different. And I think as a combination, if you're budgeting for $3,000 for your washer and dryer, you're getting a good set.
Yeah. Okay? I don't think you should spend more than that.
So there's $3,000. Okay. Dishwasher?
$1,000.
If there's an area in your kitchen to upgrade, if you have children especially, go all in on the dishwasher. Well, I'll tell you from experience. So I thought I went all in with the Electrolux. Same one that you have.
I like mine.
I don't know. Yeah, but you wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher.
Yes, that's true. So for me, it works.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
You know what I think is really important with the dishwasher, especially in 99% of the houses that are being built now, is a very quiet dishwasher.
I'll give that Electrolux dishwasher that.
Mm-hmm.
It's super quiet.
Yeah,
it's really nice. So I did not like the way the top racks were cleaning. It really had to be washed twice to even the bottom rack. I found.
Did you put it on Heavy duty.
I tried every cycle in that
Yeah.
thing. I don't know what happened. Maybe something got clogged. I couldn't stand it anymore. And Natalie just gave me the heat that, okay, we need a new one. Finally, there was a sale that came up at Lowe's.
You got a Bosch.
And let me tell you,
I've heard good things.
this dishwasher is awesome. You know, when you have like, you ever have a soft boiled or an egg that has the yolk just running and then it dries on the plate?
That does not come off.
Comes off in this dishwasher.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You get cheese on the plate. Like, I would even challenge somebody to like reheat a pizza with overspilt cheese on the plate and just leave it sitting there and then throw it in this dishwasher. It probably will come out sparkling. The only negative, it's not even a negative. It doesn't have a drying system like a typical drying system. So it's drying by the steam and air. So when the cycle is done, you have to open the door a little bit, let the steam out. And the dishes still do come out a little bit wet, but sparkling clean. I love it. And on sale with further negotiation, it was about $1,500.
Really? I can't remember how much. Okay, so maybe I'm late at 1,000.
All right, so we're at 4,500.
Yeah.
Now you see, it depends if you're getting any built-ins.
Right.
That makes a difference.
Yes.
Like, I have the built-in oven, built-in microwave. So if you're getting those, you start spending quite a bit of money. So let's go to the fridge. Most people
Have to get counter depth.
Yeah, stop being cheap. Spend the extra $200-$300, please.
Yeah.
Get the counter depth. I can't stand when the fridge is like sticking
I know.
out.
It looks, and then you have a nice kitchen and it sticks out 5-6 inches. It looks terrible.
And you know what's even worse is when you get somebody that spent an extra $20,000 in upgrades in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And then they got this $1,500 fridge.
I don't understand the idea. I wonder if some people are
inches.
doing it because they think they get more room in it.
Well, you do.
But not a whole lot. It's certainly not worth it.
How many extra large pizzas are you eating that you need that extra room, right?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Anyway, get the counter depth fridge.
Right.
Most people want a French door or a double door there is another great upgrade, right, Adrian?
And
get the water and ice dispensers.
Yes. And get one that fits the space perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get a little dinky fridge that leaves, 6 inches above it and 3 on either side. Get a properly fitted fridge.
Measure it out
to the space.
So if it's a resale home, take a measuring tape, measure it out. If it's a new home, they'll actually customize the cabinetry to the specifications, if you ask them, of that fridge. So buy the fridge in advance or put a deposit on it. Get the manufacturer's specs like we did. Yeah. And it's nice because you'll get, no space around. If it's counter depth, it just looks as part of the cabinetry almost. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
So $3,000?
Yeah, put that.
Okay. So what are we at now? $7,500?
Now let's assume not built in.
Okay, so you're just getting a stove and a range hood fan.
A range and a range hood.
Range and a range, yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, the range hood, I would think similar to a dishwasher. Maybe a bit less.
So you're talking chimney style?
Chimney style.
Most people want that now, right?
Yeah.
Like standalone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not don't ask me because I splurged on mine.
I know you did.
I definitely splurged on mine.
Yours
and it's
is,
awesome. It's loud as hell.
Is it?
It's so loud. Natalie can't stand it.
I think that's one thing is they are super loud.
Yeah, but they'll suck your face off if you get close enough to it. Like,
what brand is it again?
Bertazzoni. It's
Bertazzoni, right?
It's from Italy.
You got it. It actually comes from Italy when you ordered it.
Yep.
That's why it took a while.
Yeah.
Does your chimney go all the way to the ceiling?
Yeah.
Right. So does mine. I hate when
I had to get
like an extension piece. That's something that people don't do. And you'll see like they have this nice chimney style hood and then the chimney goes up
stops
2
like
feet,
8 inches.
and it's like super far from the ceiling.
Looks
So
ridiculous.
It does. It looks really silly.
Well, you see it most of the time because they're built for 8-foot ceilings or something, and then they get the 9-foot, or they're built for 9 foot and you get the 10-foot.
Right.
Get
so
the extension.
make sure you get an extension so the chimney goes all the way to the ceiling.
And make sure that you're measuring the right distance from your range to the actual hood, because sometimes I see it too low or too high.
Yeah. Or I've seen some people where they have upper cabinets
Stop blocking my face.
over the range. They have upper cabinets over the range. And
tell me more.
and they had like a traditional under cabinet range hood. And then they decide, I'm going to get a fancy range hood, and they install it in the same spot. And it's like 12 inches over the stovetop.
Yeah.
So a
decent chimney style range hood, I'm going to say you're probably about right, but
might be on the high side.
Might be a bit high. $1,000 can probably do it.
Yeah.
I've seen decent ones for like $600-700. And there's all these shops that, they ship them direct from China or whatever. And they have like a shitty little warehouse. Like there's a bunch at near the Costco there at 403 in Dundas.
Yes.
What's the street I'm thinking of? Anyways, a lot of home appliance and flooring and
like Bristol Circle.
No,
where are you talking about?
Yeah, in that area but there's one street. Anyways, you can go and pick something up for $500-600 there, but don't expect it to last.
All right, so
long.
that's
1,000,
85,
8,500
up to 85. Now you have the range. Most people I find like gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something to do. Or induction is becoming more popular.
Yep.
I think for a decent range, if you've got a house in that price range, you've got to spend at least $5,000.
Ooh, wow. $5,000, eh?
I think so. Yeah. We're talking full gas range, so that's.
I haven't shopped for appliances in a little while other than the dishwasher, but
Chris was looking recently, and I was looking at the stuff he was looking at, and it was $5,000 for most of it. So this is like GE's higher end line.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as an alternative, like that's cheap if you're considering the option of going to Wolf, right? Because Wolf, I would think at least 10.
Oh, you're getting up there when you go Wolf or Sub-Zero or any of the higher brands. But shop around. I don't know if you need to spend $5,000 on that type of house. I think $3,000, $3,500 is kind of where it should be. If the other appliances are kind of that mid-range too, like if you're not blowing all kinds of cash on the other stuff, don't put it all into the range. But if you do a lot of cooking, if you plan on being there for a while, if you want the warming drawer, or if you want the gas 5-burner, or especially if you want something with a grill or a griddle,
right?
Depends how wide it's going to be. If
you're going
36 inch,
if you're going big, then go big and get a wider one.
Yes,
and spend the money on doing it properly.
Yep.
I think then you get more value. But if you're just getting a 30-inch range,
but here you go. If you're getting a wider range, you need a wider fan.
Right.
So cost goes up there too.
Yeah. But generally speaking, for these types of houses, this price point in these general areas, I don't think you'll get that money back.
So I don't know. I'm torn because kitchens sell.
Of course.
And well, you know my kitchen. I love having the 5-burner Viking stovetop.
Right.
I use it like as much as you would use your stovetop.
How much? You remember how much it was? That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it was actually not that expensive. I think right now you can probably get it for about $3,500, $3,000. But that's just the stovetop. You still need your range.
The oven.
Oven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not cheap. So let's go back before we get too sidetracked. The question is it worth it?
Well, so we just priced it out. So where did we end up at?
85, so 13.5.
13.5 at $5,000 for your range.
At $5,000 for your range.
Plus taxes.
Plus tax.
Plus delivery, plus installation.
Yeah.
So you're probably around $16,000, 17,000?
No. With tax, sorry. I'm missing tax.
Tax, delivery, installation.
I would think you could get it all for 15.
Yeah.
Do some negotiating. Delivery is going to be free.
Yeah. Don't just walk into the store and pay what the sticker says.
No.
If you guys need a connection,
especially if you're buying a full set.
Yeah. If you need some tips on how to negotiate or you need a connection for appliances, we've got a few that we can help you out with. But negotiate. Don't go into the store and expect to just hand over your Visa. They'll oftentimes include things or take discounts on things, or maybe even there's last year's models hanging around.
You're watching me peel the sticker off?
Yeah, stop.
I just need to fidget. I don't have a pen.
Anyway, is it worth it? Well, that's to us, that's kind of, if you've got that 2,500 square foot home, it's $1 million valuation, more or less. That's what you need to budget for, about $15,000 all in. If you're spending less, you are potentially turning buyers off, in my opinion, because you bought the cheap shit that they're going to want to replace.
You have to be careful. I think the biggest thing is just the look of it more than, and this goes, and there's a lot of people buying IKEA kitchens in multi-million-dollar homes, right? Like, so I think it goes more about the visual than it is about the quality of it.
Who's buying IKEA kitchens in multi-million-dollar homes?
There's lots of people doing it. I've seen
Please give them my number so I can tell them they're stupid.
But
no way.
For sure.
IKEA kitchen in a multi-million-dollar home? Are you
maybe not multi-million, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I've seen them in like from 1 to 1.5.
Invite my friends over to my 6,000 square foot house. They're like,
most people
you have a beautiful kitchen. Is it from IKEA?
Most people won't know. That's the point. So
Are you kidding?
I think what's more important is getting the.
You can tell an IKEA kitchen, can't you? Versus a custom kitchen.
Sure, in most cases, but not always. Depends on the house. It's
not that much cheaper. Let me tell you, IKEA. Okay, yes, you can go in there and pick and choose and spend 5 years putting the fucking thing together. But we've got a cabinet maker here in town that fabricates beautiful cabinetry to your specifications. Like you give them, here's your design, here's the color. Like you can pick literally anything that you want. And it's coming out pretty close in price to that IKEA kitchen.
I agree.
So
anyways, I was just saying, trying to get a point across, trying to convey that I think the look of it is more important in terms of resale in most cases in that price point than anything. So making sure that you have a full size fridge that fills the space, that's counter depth, making sure probably getting a slide in range that looks more built in than and just a freestanding one.
We have sold a number of homes in the last 12 months that have had extraordinary appliances.
Yes.
Really nice ranges, Wolf, Sub-Zero, whatever. It makes an impact, and it's great for us because we use it in the marketing, and it looks great in the property brochures and things like that. You don't get the value back. So unless you're doing it for your own satisfaction, and you don't care about recovering costs at resale.
Right. But at a certain point, not in this price point, but in another price point, let's double it. If it's not those high-end appliances, it's frowned upon.
Correct.
Right? So, but at this price point, not so much.
Yeah, you need a wolf range in that IKEA kitchen, don't you?
That's right.
So there you go. If you're that's my opinion there. Spend under $15,000, you're kind of cheaping out a little bit. But to your point,
unless you're getting that $15,000 package for cheaper.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all perception sometimes too, right? If you're spending more, you're doing it for self-satisfaction, the look or whatever. You're not really going to retain that value back in the resale. So, choose wisely. There are things that you're going to use. These are things you're going to use on a daily basis.
Right.
These are things you are going to use your appliances as much as anything else in your home. So if you're going to be there a while, have stuff that you like.
Yeah.
Shop around. Here's another pro tip. Shop around for the right fridge for your family. Because I got the side-by-side fridge.
You don't like it, do you? The freezer's too small, right?
It is so narrow. Everything's narrow and it's long, right? So like even the fridge, instead of having things at eye level, things get buried like below knee level or below waist level.
Right.
And so many times things go bad because they've been hidden. Or you forget, we had sour cream, but it was on the bottom shelf in the back, couldn't see it.
Right.
So
it's like a chest freezer.
Yeah. I mean, there are pros and cons to it, though, for sure, because the ice and the water dispenser are in the freezer door. So the ice is always ice. That
was actually one of the reasons I didn't get the ice and water in mine, because if I did, it goes into the refrigerator door. Yes. And I heard there was problems with
lots of problems with if the ice maker is in the fridge.
Yeah.
A lot of problems with it because it has to contain its own temperature in that system, in the ice making unit. And when you're closing the door, it's now got a lower temperature affecting it.
Right. So the problem is that the ice eventually melts just a little bit and then freezes again. You have this big clump of ice.
Or you get leaks.
Yeah.
And those systems also usually now, I think they've corrected it on a lot of the newer models. But if you open that door, it's like this big, bulky thing that eats up a ton of space in the fridge. So I don't know. I love having the ice makers, though.
Yeah, I love it. I have one. I just don't have I have water.
Oh.
I use the ice all the time.
I wouldn't be able to live without the water system.
I just drink out of the tap.
Oh, that explains so much. Thanks for listening to episode 65 of KT Confidential. If you want us to answer any questions on the next episode, go ahead and send us a comment. Leave us a comment. Send us a DM, whatever you want. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow. iTunes.
I think you covered it all.
SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher,
Google,
Insta. Peace.